Whoa, what's up, everybody? Look, man, this is Fred, Fan View, Real Fans Talk Sports. Man, this video is about Antonio Brown. Obviously, we all know he's been released Friday. You get fired in your day off. This video is about Antonio Brown. I'm gonna keep it short and brief, and I'm not gonna do what every other person in media is doing to Antonio Brown. I'm gonna kind of bring some clarity to what it is. Antonio Brown's new career is actually fame. It's not football anymore. Obviously, take the time and you read his tweet after he was released. Obviously, you got the tweet that came out this morning. I would not be playing in the NFL anymore. These owners can cancel deals due to whatever they want at any time. We will see if the NFLPA holds accountable. Sad, they just can void guarantees anytime going on $40 million, 2 months. We will see if they'll pay up. Again, Antonio Brown, I think he really wanted to retire from football, but didn't know how. Like, I think he's really done with football itself. It doesn't mean that he doesn't like being a receiver. He likes now being famous. Like, his career path now is now fame. Anything that's associated and tied to fame. Like, look at it in this context. At one point in time, Dwayne Rock Johnson was a WWE superstar. The brand of him was always tied to him as a professional wrestler. And at some one point in time, he wanted something more for himself. He wanted to be bigger than just being a WWE superstar. He wanted to be what he became, which is the highest grossing actor, one of the most famous people on the planet, one of the influential people on the planet. He thought of himself as more. Same thing with Antonio Brown, but I think he's just going about it in the wrong way. That guy does not want to play football. Throughout this offseason, throughout this summer, we saw Antonio Brown become famous, and it had nothing to do with football. And I think that is what he wants to be. He's just going about it, to me, in a way that time will tell. I think is an incorrect way. But I think now Antonio Brown wants to be a famous person in some regard. He wants the brand of AB to be tied away from the NFL. He's only famous currently because he is the top NFL receiver in the game. So he's famous because of that. But he wants to still be known as a famous person. Wherever he goes, whatever building he walks into, whatever event he walks into, he wants to be known as Antonio Brown. Not Antonio Brown, the famous receiver. He just wants to be known as a famous person. He wants to get revenue and make money now beyond the brand of football. And I think that he's going about it in a conflicting way. That's it. Like, I think he's done with the sport. I've watched other players who I think are also done with the sport. And like I said, I think Cam Newton is really done with the sport. I watch Cam Newton go to these press conferences. I think he plays the game. Football is his job. But I watch Cam Newton go to the press conference. People look at him as what the hell is he wearing? He wearing his brand of clothing. When this is all said and done in football, when the career of football is over, his career of his fashion is going to start. It's already started. I think AB is just going about it in a way that he doesn't know how to create the transition of his new career path, which is fame, and how to distance that from football. He had a $30 million guaranteed contract, and he was more focused on what people were talking about him in SportsCenter on Hard Knocks than actually going out there trying to play football. Creating a distraction, being a distraction, always being in news. That was Antonio Brown in Oakland. Creating a brand. But it was trying to be in news, trying to be in conversation. The new career path is fame. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, as a fan, I have nothing wrong with that. I think the guy needs to be in Hollywood. And people are like, Fred, how do you get this from Antonio Brown? Antonio Brown, I saw on Snapchat, is still taking a private jet. You know how much a private jet cost to still travel and still move around? There's no need from a guy who says retired from football and can still generate, and he not generating millions of dollars. And again, I don't know the man money, but I don't think he has an occupation that generates more money than he was generating in football to still take a private jet. Why is he still taking private jets for places he's trying to go? Fame is a new career. He's trying to figure out how to get revenue, monthly revenue, yearly revenue from fame. That's what he's trying to figure out. And what that requires of Antonio Brown, that requires him working 12 months out of a year. That doesn't require him in his off seasons to be working out religiously and doing, nothing wrong, it may require him to work out, but not working out to play football. It requires him working out to stay in shape, to look a certain way so he can go take photo shoots and do certain things to create money so he can be famous, to create money from fame. I've watched this guy. I don't think he's a bad person whatsoever. He's just on a new career path. And football ain't got nothing to do with it. Just like I seen the transition with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He's going to always be associated with the WWE. But he's no longer a pro wrestler. And he's more famous now than he ever was as a pro. And I'm here to tell you right now, when he was a pro wrestler, he was electrifying. The brand started there, but he created the brand outside of that. I think that's what Antonio Brown is at. And I think you're going to see other athletes start to do this, but they may not go about it in the Antonio Brown way or form. That once a decade is up and they got a lot of money, because I think this guy has a lot of money. I really do. If he's still taking private jets, that dude has a lot of money. I don't think financially he needs football, but what he did need from football was the fame that was associated with his name. Antonio Brown couldn't walk nowhere or go be somewhere without being associated with he's an NFL receiver. That brand name, that famous brand name, he's a star NFL wideout. He wants to be known as, I'm Antonio Brown. Like, I'm famous because I'm famous. You're paying me to be here because I'm famous regardless if I'm a football player or not. Because most athletes, once they retire, they're not famous no more. It's hard for them to let that go. They got a lot of guys who made a lot of revenue, who done a lot of things on that football field, and their name is a popular name, but when the game is up, they're not famous no more. That guy still wants to be famous. That's why if you go follow him on Snapchat, if you go follow him on Twitter, IG, that guy still wants to be this. I think that he needs to just go about it in a way of trying to find a career that's suitable for him to still create the amount of revenue he's trying to create in a famous way. I just watched the way he travels that tells me this guy wants fame as a career. That's not wrong of him. I just think he just didn't know how to say it. I don't think he knew how to say, man, I think fame is my new career and football isn't my career no more. Like I said, this video was not about bashing Antonio Brown. I just think that I'm trying to say what he's really trying to say, but he don't know how to say it. I'm done with this sport. Don't get me wrong. That doesn't mean that you can go out there and go stick him. Like, I can go guard Antonio Brown. Nah, he's still one of the best receivers to play. If he needs to go out there, he can go out there and play. Kind of look at Terrell Owens. Terrell Owens keeps himself in one of the tip-top conditions I've seen a person keep himself in. And Terrell Owens be like, man, look, if you want to offer me a job, I go out there and play, be your third receiver. Keeps himself in shape. Fame is his career. That's how it works with these kind of guys. They may not be the best teammates on a given team. They're one of the best players in the game, though. But that's the thing that he don't know how to say it. So everybody who want to take shots at Antonio Brown, I'm not here to do that. But I am here to tell you that his new career path is fame. And there's nothing wrong for him to want to do that as a person or as an individual. But AB, here's my only advice for you. Got to take the good with bad when it comes to fame, bro. You can't want to respond to everybody who got something bad to say about you when it comes to fame. That's part of the process. You want to be famous? That's good days, that's bad days. That's good media, that's bad media. You can't try to go always try to go to defend yourself. It's not how fame works. It is what it is. Listen, man, that's my video, man. Subscribe to FanView Live page, man, on YouTube, man. Subscribe to FanView Live page if you're on IG, and subscribe to the page FanView Know if you're on Twitter. I'm going back to watching more football. You did.